Hello, hi, and welcome to the Strong Body, Strong Soul YouTube channel. I want to welcome you right now, and I want to let you know that on this show, I am all about the highs and lows of life. Sometimes I'm talking about meditation, sometimes I am talking about inspiration, motivation, personal training, life lessons. Sometimes I'm funny, if you've seen some of the funny stuff. Sometimes I'm about music. Pink is one of my favorites. And I have a podcast also called Strong Body, Strong Soul. My name is Maria. And I have an interview right here that I want to share with you. It is with my friend Patrick. He is in upstate New York and I am in Southern California. And we both have been friends on the Anchor podcast since last October, over a year now. And the other day we were able to have a conversation. I want to share some of that conversation with you. It is a half-hour call. It is available on my podcast, Strong Body, Strong Soul, and soon it will be available on Patrick's show as well. His show is called We Live on a Planet. And both of those shows we produce on the Anchor.fm platform, which makes it possible to broadcast our voices. Anchor makes it possible to distribute to all sorts of different platforms: iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, all sorts of places. So it's a great place to create content. And I want to share it right now with you here on YouTube. This is going to be just a portion of the interview. I'm going to have to produce it in several different segments. This is going to be part one. And this right here, my friends, is going to have a little bit of funny content in it. So get ready. But it's also going to be touching on some tragic events and different ways that we can use our own energy to gracefully get through life. Just like Pink's latest tour was called Beautiful Trauma. Sometimes the most beautiful things emerge from the most painful experiences. So thank you for joining me right now. I'm Maria. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button on this show, on this YouTube channel, if you don't want to miss out on future videos. I so appreciate you. Feel free to share any of my content anytime. Feel free to find me on the podcast platforms or on Facebook or on Instagram. Have a blessed day. It's so fun to see the different climates, right?
Yeah.
It's raining here right now, Patrick.
Wow, you guys got some rain. It never rains in Southern California. They wrote a song about that.
I know. Too bad I can't play it. There was an episode where I called into your show and I was talking about teen suicide and depression, for instance. And I was telling you about it and you responded. Some of those conversations are from prior periods of time. Oddly enough, I am talking about serious stuff today on my show anyway. I just released an episode because, Patrick, today is the 3-week anniversary of the Thousand Oaks Massacre at the Borderline Grill. And I live a few exits away from that bar, and I have been in there. So I did an episode about grace, and all we can do is be as graceful as we can as we make our way through it. Oddly enough, that very same day, the fires started.
Oh.
So the massacre has kind of gotten buried a little bit. By the way, to lighten up the topic, do you know Stan Lee died recently?
I did. I heard that he died. I'm glad that he got his credit
before he died. Back to Anchor and all this business, because a lot of people listen to you. A lot of people are on the Anchor platform and do use that message feature, which I love, by the way. My show out here, I want the listeners to hear other voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm always saying it doesn't matter who's hearing my voice. My message is out there for whoever is meant to hear it. It doesn't matter when. Like if I was talking about teen suicide last December, that information, that truth is still the same a year later, absolutely. 2 years later, and that's why I'm out here, by the way. We're leaving a legacy.
No, I agree. I've said that plenty of times, Maria. I said, when I'm long and gone, my great grandchildren can all of a sudden listen and say, man, my grandfather was quite a crazy guy, wasn't he?
Yes. And it's so funny because I have teens right now, right? So some of their friends are following me on Instagram and stuff. And
Awesome.
my kids are a little embarrassed, but their friends like what I'm talking about, and it's funny and entertaining to them. So it's such a funny mix. But my son will get on here with me and do a little interview.
That's fun. Your family looks fun though, because when I watch your your Instagram stories, you've got just this infectious smile, and you're fun, and you're trying to stay healthy and trying to stay active, and it you just seem like a fun family to be around.
I'm reminded, you know what? It comes from my family. It comes from my mom too. My mom's crazy.
I've seen videos with you and your mother and your daughter, and they're awesome.
My son will totally wear the chicken suit to school.
That's awesome.
Almost like just this unbridled being okay with making other people laugh and be happy and just being joyful in that. And it was funny because some friends of mine, I mean, a lot of people, you know, they would be horrified at putting themselves out there on social media. Like, how embarrassing. Oh my gosh. No, don't put that picture. It's like, so what if I'm eating a bowl of ice cream to make people laugh and I put it out there? Big deal.
Right. Now I want ice cream. Yeah, ever since I got sober, I've gotten really a huge sweet tooth. There's a lot of sugar and alcohol, and so it's been told that, you know, when you're recovering, that sweet tooth is something that you're going to pick up a lot of times, and I have, that's for sure.
On the Anchor platform, tell me about your show. How are you? Is it working out for you to have people outside Anchor to give you messages?
Through my actual phone number. But when you're getting to record with friends on the Anchor app, you can see the people that are your favorites, but there's also an option that says, would you like Anchor to connect with your contacts?
Mm-hmm.
And if you say yes, all your contact list will be there. And then you can make a phone call and it can record right. They do not have to have the Anchor app. As far as I'm aware, that's the way it looks to me. And I already have had a phone call from somebody on my regular phone line. Opened up, I put on my website, I put my actual home phone number on my website and have it set up to where it can go right to voicemail. And then that voicemail, in the phone option, you can save it. And when you save it, it will there'll be a spot where it'll say save to Anchor. Mm-hmm. And so you can save it right to Anchor and play the phone call from your own landline.
Listeners, there may be a time limit on the record with friends. It's always a mystery here on Anchor what the rules are and how the platform changes. So I think
that's the only constant in life is change, isn't it?
Yes. Maria? Yes. Roll with the punches.
They originally, when they had the co-host feature, which they don't have anymore, maybe they'll bring back 15 minutes. But this call with you and I think it's unlimited.
I think I've gone to like 45 minutes with somebody before, but I do have to say, as a listener, I prefer a shorter call.
Oh yeah, me too.
But Patrick, I'm so proud of you for being out here for so long. I know that I was just listening to you recently, just talking about how you love podcasting, and it shows.
Thank you.
Everybody out here can feel it. You are so good at it. It's such a great passion to embrace. I love that.
Thank you.
Yes, I do. And I also have to say, this morning I was listening to your show, by the way. And who was it? Cate Blanchett. Your quote by Cate Blanchett. And I have to tell you, I did know her name started with a C.
Oh, did you?
Yes. But you were talking about Uranus. And I have to tell you, I say Uranus. And I know, what was it? Uranus?
Uranus.
That the astronomers say.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for tuning into my show. Thank you for the support you give me, and thank you for what you do out here too, because your podcast is really important, and I mean that sincerely. You go through from teen suicide awareness, from Wacky Wednesdays to spreading joy. I mean, you have a big kaleidoscope of topics that are going on over at your podcast, and I encourage you to keep it up as well.
Thank you so much, Patrick. I mean, really and truly, like, just the energy of us all being connected and that compassion. I love taking everyday stuff and reminding people that it's there. You can do that with IGTV too.
Yeah, great idea. Good advice. Thank you.
Because your voice is so great, and you might as well have other people listening too.
I'm still waiting for the day for somebody to knock on my door and be like, "Will you be the spokesperson for whatever?" I'm like,
Right.
that would be so fun.
Wow, I hope you had fun listening to that conversation right there. Isn't Patrick amazing? Go find We Live on a Planet on your favorite social media platform. I am going to stop the interview right now and save some of it for you for another time. We got into some technical stuff, talking about IGTV and the best way to use our audio here on YouTube. A lot of people are finding it easier just to be driving in their car and listening to YouTube instead of watching it. So I hope that worked for you today. Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see future videos. I love sharing other content creators out here on YouTube and all the other platforms too whenever I have an opportunity. I am Maria. This is Strong Body, Strong Soul. Keep coming back and share if you like.